Hi, it's Grandpa John. Today I'd like to talk to you about soundproofing. I rebuilt my cottage right down to the studs when we had our first grandchild, and I'm a light sleeper, and actually I have good hearing. So I soundproofed my 900 square foot cottage to the max. It turned out to be so good that when we were babysitting our little one, we actually had to keep our doors open to hear them next door, even if they were crying. So here's what we did. Intervening walls between rooms are by far the biggest culprit for sound transmission. I started with the studs. Sound goes through the studs extremely well, so I made a different set of studs for each room. I had a standard 2x4 bottom and top plate, but instead of 2x4 studs for both walls, I used 2x3s on 16-inch centers, a set of studs for each room. I also inserted a small strip of rubber flooring under and on top of each stud to minimize transmission of sound from the floor to the studs. For even added noise reduction, I covered the studs and plates with an acoustic caulking called green glue. Finally, instead of applying normal drywall, I used something called quiet rock. Quiet rock consists of two pieces of 5/16-inch drywall with a membrane in between. Watch out, because quiet rock is heavy and unfortunately is about 6 times more expensive than regular drywall. But as you know, when it comes to drywall, it's not the cost of the drywall, but the labor involved in installing and mudding it. Think about your return air ducts. The return air duct between two of our bedrooms was a common air duct, a thoroughfare for noise. So I installed an air baffle consisting of a piece of quiet rock between the two rooms. The intervening walls are the most important to reduce internal noise, but you have to think of the windows, doors, and insulation. For the windows, double painting or even triple painting makes a huge difference in reducing outside noise. I shopped carefully when I was buying doors. I used doors that were reported to reduce sound transmission by 70%. Also, I had the smallest clearance under the door as I could make possible. I could have installed a door sweep on the bottom, but I didn't need to. Finally, think about insulation. With all I did between the rooms, I now know I didn't need the sound baffling of insulation in the internal walls. However, it made a huge difference for external noise. I used 1-inch foam insulation board on the outside of the cottage and foam insulation between the outside studs. My cottage is quiet. It's so quiet that we have to open the windows or doors to hear anything from outside. Thank you for listening to this.